Y'all check out Coach Hart and Coach Pollock on the pregame show on their show called The Whistle. I like
Right.
Coach Pollock, my main man, Coach Pollock, out there. All right, let me see. Got a couple other pictures right here. The main man of this offense, of this whole team right here. I call him Shiggity, number 2, double S, Shedeur Sanders. Hey, man, he said he missed a game and a half last year, still threw for 3,200 yards. He probably would have thrown for over 3,500 had he played in those other 2 games. Projections for Shedeur Sanders this year. Only 3 picks last year. Over, under, same. What are you thinking?
I'm not as worried about the picks as much as the touchdowns need to go up for this team to take that next step. 27 was a good number, but I think I'd like to see that get 35 to 40 range. The yards I don't care as much about, but I think he's going to wind up anywhere between 3,500 and 4,000 yards. The picks are still going to be below 10. I think if you got 35 touchdowns and 9 interceptions, even that's probably too many. But even 35 and 9 is not a bad ratio. But I bet he's still around 5-6 picks.
Yeah, which is amazing to me
If
to
he's
continue to do
if he's
and
got
consistently do.
Yeah, if he's got 35 touchdowns and only 3 picks this year, whew,
10 to 1, man. That's whew, man, that's cold-blooded right there, Shedeur Sanders, man. And that's 4 years in a row pretty much doing about that ratio of touchdowns to interceptions. He just doesn't turn the ball over a lot, which is something that you want on the next level from your quarterback. Just keep us in the game. Don't hurt us at the very least. Don't hurt us. Don't throw the ball away. Don't have a million turnovers. So that's Shedeur Sanders. That's his MO, to take care of the ball and to make the right reads and stuff. I think he's going to be in a position this year to do that even more.
And I do think, one of the knocks on him is that he holds on to the ball too long, and that some of those sacks are probably on him, and they're probably right. I think that is one of those things he's probably got to fix, but I'd rather have him, hold on to the ball than make a bad throw that winds up in the opponent's hands, right? I'd rather almost take that sack than, throw the pick.
Well, I'll say this, coming from, and this is being a wide receiver, tight end also, I'll say this, and you would have to go back and evaluate each and every pass drop back where he held on to the ball what seemed to be too long. And you'll only know this if you're looking at the film or in that film room, in the offensive meeting rooms. Was it on the receivers? Did these guys get open? Were they running the correct routes? So this year, I would anticipate him to – we're not going to see as much as that this year because – we've done what? We've improved that position also at the wide receiver position. You have, I think, more guys who can get open from whether it's off of press coverage or whatever. You can read the defenses faster, and this offense will be a lot more fluent and conducive to that, to Shedeur Sanders getting those pre-snap reads and the wide receivers being on the same page rather than last year where we are probably guessing whether this receiver is going to be on that page and see the same thing that I see. And then I'll find out after the snap, and that's a couple of times he's going to hold on the ball too long because they're going to be on the different pages. This year, we see what's coming. We see the hots is right here, hot right here. You know what you got. I see the 2 safeties back here. We know what we got. They rolled a 1. I know what we're going to adjust to. Everything is going to be right there, and we're going to be in pocket with it rather than guessing at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I remember from media day, and I know you saw this too, but remember when Shiloh and Shedeur were doing their breakout session together, and Shedeur was asked about that, and he goes, I don't really pay attention to the opinions of people that haven't played. And Shiloh kind of laughed, but Shedeur made a good point. He's like, look, you get sacked 50 times and tell me how your footwork is, and
he was so serious about that. Man.
Yes,
he was so serious about that. You go back there and get sacked.
Yeah, but I loved that candid moment from him and that honest moment from him where he's like, where he basically was saying, yeah, I know my footwork was off a little bit, but man, you get sacked 50 times and tell me how you feel, how your footwork is.
If you walk down the hallway, just get your family right? And this goes for everybody out there listening in. Just get your family. If you got 2 or 3 people in your family, get your family right. And we kind of used to do this back in the day. But if you got multiple, if you got a hallway in your house, you got multiple doors, get your family. Put your mom in this room, put your sister, your whoever in these rooms, and you just walk through the hallway, or you can run. And as you go through the hallway, let them get them a pillow, right? And just hit you, bow, as you walk
Yeah,
through. So you take one lick, bam, take 2 licks, take 3 licks as you walk through. And then do it again. And then do it again. And then do it again. I guarantee you, you're not going to walk through that hallway the same way you did the first time. You're going to be
yeah,
kind of flinching for, anticipating, looking out for, and you're not going to always just be watching where you're going. So
yeah.
come on, man. And I understand what Shedeur was saying, and that's one of those candid moments, like you said. But you know, like shout out to Skip Bayless or anybody like him who've been covering the game for a long time. They know what they're seeing. They know what they're watching. It's respect. But when you are criticizing to a point like a Shedeur Sanders and saying, "Hey, man, look at your footwork on this one, on that 47 time you got sacked," you're like, "Wait a minute, what? You judging my footwork on this? This the
Yeah,
foot? All right." That's when that comes out of you, like, man, you don't know what you're talking about because
yeah.
you're trying. Yeah. So shout out to Shedeur on that. That was one of the few times you'll see that candid moment like that too.
Well,
So
and that's why I was asked. I know it was a station in Waco, and they posted this clip the other day from me on their show, where I said, "Look, if Shedeur Sanders gets protection, he's going to be in New York for the Heisman." Again,
off the top,
I firmly believe that you know uh, even if CU's 7-5, 8-4, that's not Heisman type win loss record, but even if they're that, I think that if you protect Shedeur Sanders, he's going to put up numbers that look like what Bo Nix did last year, what Michael Penix did last year, because I just think I've been so impressed with him. If you give him time, he's going to carve up the defense.
he's going to do it, and we've seen it time and time again. Once he's have that time to do it, I think the difference this year is going to be the defense giving him more opportunities and not
Mm-hmm.
being just squeezed out and sponged. It won't be a wet paper bag defense this year. Hopefully, I won't have to use that term on my live stream when talking about this defense. No wet paper bag defense going on this year. We can get the ball back, get some 3-and-outs, get Shedeur Sanders in the offense a lot more chances on to score in ball games. More
Yeah.
possessions equal more points for the Buffs, and that's how you win ball games, scoring more points than the other team. So I'm looking forward to it. We got some running backs making some plays out there. Look like Charlie is in that starting spot.